So, I'm sure everyone growing up, they learned about dinosaurs in elementary school and what kind of dinosaurs they are and how big they are, just how funky their names are. So, I found one yesterday. There was a new 26,000 pound dinosaur discovery. It was the Earth's largest land animal. If humans had lived 200 million years ago, they would have marveled the largest dinosaur at this time. Its name means a giant thunderclap at dawn. The recently discovered fossil of a new dinosaur species in South Africa revealed a relative of the Brontosaurus that weighed 26,000 pounds, about double the size of a large African elephant. Could you imagine that? Two big elephants about that same size. The researchers have named it, here we go, Ladumahadi Mafu, which is Sensido for a giant thunderclap at dawn. Sensido is an official South American language indigenous to the part of the country where the dinosaur was found. The name reflects the great size of the animals, as well as the facts of its lineage appeared at the origin of the sauropod dinosaurs, said Jonah Kroner, study author and pathology professor at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. It honors both the recent and ancient heritage of South Africa. Apart from its massive size, there are other evolutionary details about the new species that make it entirely unique, according to the new study published Thursday by the Journal of Current Biology. It shows us that even as far back as 200 million years ago, these animals had already become the largest vertebrates to ever walk on Earth, Kroner said. So finding a new dinosaur. Kroner's graduate student, Blair McPhee, discovered the bones of an unknown dinosaur in 2012. Blair told me how important he thought it was, and even he showed me that some of his bones were still sticking out of the rocks in the field, Kroner said. Over the years of excavation, the team uncovered the fossil of a fully grown adult dinosaur, likely about 14 years old when it died. So 14 years old, and that's already the size of 2 elephants. That's pretty impressive. Laduma Hadi was a close relative of the sauropod dinosaurs. Like the Brontosaurus and others that ate plants and walked on all 4 legs, but the fossil shows that it evolved earlier and independently of the sauropods. The figure on your guys' sheets, it shows like how big the bones were. I watched a video on this article, and the one leg bone was like the size of a car. Like mini bugs. So let's put perspective on how big really his legs were. Sauropods had a posture and are thick, column-like limbs that are very similar to elephants. They're evolved from ancestors that walked predominantly with 2 legs. Can't talk today. Adapting to walk on all 4s allowed sauropods to grow larger and supported the digestive process needed in their herbivore diet. The researchers believe that the Ladumahadi was a traditional dinosaur, an evolutionary experiment itself during the early Jurassic period. The 4 limbs of the dinosaur are more crouched, while being very thick to support its giant body. First thing that struck about me was the animal's incredible robustness of the limb bones, said McPhee, lead study author. It was similar size and typically quite slender. Lahumadadis are incredibly thick. The researchers wanted to find out whether or not the dinosaur walked on 2 or 4 legs. So they developed a new method to test it. They compiled data of dinosaurs, animals, and reptiles that walked on 2 or 4 legs, including leg measurements and thickness. Comparing the data from the fossil with the data enabled them to determine the Illuminati's posture. So imagine walking through and find a big dinosaur like that. wouldn't be able to. So, and that is the Ledumanhadi Mafube.